This time I'll call the Budget and Purchasing Committee meeting to order and ask Ashley, if you will, to call the roll.
Lewis.
Here.
Mitchell.
Here.
Moon.
Here.
Samples.
Here.
You have a quorum.
I'll now ask for the emergency announcement, please.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you have reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
I'll now ask if there's any public input of items on the agenda. Seeing none, we'll move to item D, purchasing, and this is for information only. Move on to E, and you all have a copy of the minutes in your packet, and they need approval. Do I have a motion? I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Ask for a voice vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Finance increase, decreases, and transfers. Next, we have the finance portion of the agenda, F1A, Other General Administration Fund 101, $68,752. Randy, would you comment on this, please?
We've included in your packet a memo that kind of outlines this issue. I'll give you a little more context. This is an issue that is a statewide matter that has resulted in some litigation. In particular, there is a lawsuit between the city of Cleveland and Bradley County that's kind of on point. The law provides that if you have liquor by the drink or mixed drink permits in your community, that the distribution of that money is 50% to education and 50% to the governing body. And it has been an issue dating back to the spring. Our first awareness of it was back in March. When Susan actually was attending a conference with the comptroller's office, and it was discussed at that time. She got a copy of the issue. It's on their website. But it goes back to 1980 when the law became effective under state law. There is no statute of limitations on the law, so it is what it is. And there are different communities that have filed suit against each other, as illustrated by Bradley County and Cleveland. There are other communities that are working out arrangements on payment plans to be able to settle those differences. There's one such going on right now between the town of Farragut and Knox County. Our circumstance that's in front of you is we have verified back to 1980 all of the data that CTAS collected from the Department of Revenue, and we have not been able to substantiate for the period of 1980 to 1992 where mixed drink tax was distributed to education. We have been able to determine that we received the tax from the state, and what you have before you are two adjustments. One, there are three items in front of you. The first one is there was $68,752 that we found record and evidence that was receipted in the general county fund, but there was no transfer to the Board of Education general purpose school fund. There was $21,835 that were receipted by the county and put in the highway fund. We have no idea why either of those were done, but in any instance, no money was distributed to education in accordance with the law. So in discussing this with the comptroller's office, we have verified that the fund that received the money has to be the fund that gives the money up to education. And secondly, there is no statute of limitations. So if this went back to 1950, we'd still be talking about it. And then the third point is that the proposal you have in front of you does not adversely impact maintenance of effort for education. That's why the respective accounts that are illustrated here are being used. They will not be figured into the calculation for maintenance of effort. So you're being asked to move $68,752 from fund balance in the general county and put it in general administration under a line item for contributions so that that money can then be set up as a liability for education. And then in the highway fund, you're being asked to take $21,835 out of fund balance and do the same thing. Put it in a contribution account so that it can be moved over to a liability account for education. And then the third item is the transfer, where we would be appropriating money to the Blount County school system for their portion. Hope that's clear as mud.
Okay. But, let me go ahead and get a motion in a second. Do I have a motion? Send this on?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
And do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, now I'll open for discussion for any questions.
Randy, is the remainder of that money between the 69,000 and the 62 that's going to the county, is that for the cities?
That would be set up in a liability account for the cities. Yes, that's correct.
Any other discussion? I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Lewis,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Moon,
Yes.
Samples. The motion's passed.
The item F1B, and I guess Randy has pretty much explained this also, the transfer out of the highway fund. Do I hear a motion? Have a motion and a second. Any discussion or any question?
Bill is aware of this, I'm assuming, right?
Yes. Julie's actually here tonight.
Yeah, let's just say he knows about it. I'm not sure he's good about it. Yeah, 21,000 is 21,000. I ask for a roll call vote, please.
Lewis, Mitchell,
Yes.
Moon,
Yes.
Samples. The motion's passed.
Item F2A, schools, contribution income, 62,000. Do I have a motion? A motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Lewis,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Moon,
Yes.
Samples. The motion's passed.
Item G, discussion, possible action on GA, grant application for the 5th Judicial District.
Move that we send it forward to the agenda committee with a positive recommendation.
Have a motion with a positive recommendation. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
That is a 25% match. Is that a recurring grant? Is that a one time?
One
I'm sorry, I
time.
see that. It is a one time.
Stayed one time, and the match is from DTF.
Mr. Chairman, the 25% match required is coming from Drug Task Force funds, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
That's correct. Any other discussion? I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Lewis,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Moon,
Yes.
Samples. The motion's passed.
Item H, finance report. This is for information only. Any questions or any comments on that? I'll now ask for any input on items not on the agenda. Yes, Mr. Scott, if you would like to come up, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, is there anything you can do to speed up the meetings? That's 9 minutes.
Turn this thing on, I guarantee you it won't speed up. Thank you. Seeing no other comments on the agenda, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Move we adjourn.